And as you guys can see, how the Glovegate conspiracy that lasted about 2 years, okay, from 2020 through 2021, you can see now it has totally went full circle, okay? Now, you can't help but to see the similarities between Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder when he received his injuries against Tyson the Gypsy King Fury and the second fight, the rematch that happened in February of 2020, okay, versus Frazer Clarke's injuries against Fabio Wardley this past weekend. Was very scary. And the explanation of this is, or before I go with the explanation, the narrative was egg shaped form, meaning something that was in a glove that made the size of an egg or the shape of an egg. That something was that hard to do that particular damage, to make a dent to that capacity. Therefore, it had to be something else besides a fist and tape and gauches, right? The tape and gauche could not possibly made that type of shape. That was the narrative that went around for a very long time, okay? The dents versus cracks or breaks or fractures and all that. Now, this is the best comparison that we can give you years later of a fighter, different nationality, right? Totally different country, that was caught with that same punch in that same place. Okay. And the place is the whole thing. Okay. That's the pretty much the reason for the swelling. He was caught in this area of his head and his ear, where Deontay also was. He was caught with the same punch that Deontay was caught with, a right hand, okay, a right hand over the left shoulder. And that's what brought Frazer Clarke down, along with Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, okay. Those guys got caught in the same place. And when you get caught in that area, this area, it knocks this off, and then that forms because of the dislocation of the jaw. Now, what I do find funny is we had all this quote unquote mountain of evidence that Wilder had in defense of Tyson Fury, that there couldn't possibly be a way that his fist naturally did that naturally without anything and without any temperament or, whatever. But this clearly shows us how that could have happened. He got caught in the ear where the mandible connected to the jaw, that started to swell, of course, and that's what happens when a swollen jaw gets swollen up into that area where it connects, okay? And it has nothing to do with any kind of temperament or any other blunt object besides your fist. You have to remember your fists are also blunt objects, okay? Along with the pressure from the wraps and the gloves. All right, the gloves make a totally different indentation itself from where it is, because it's a big area to cover, because the gloves protect your fists, right? So since they protect your fists, that gives you access or a green light to throw harder punches and to land harder punches. And both punches were landed pretty hard. I do think, though, that Wilder's did swell a little bit more, but I think the impact belongs to Fabio Wardley. You know what I mean? As far as the effect that it took on their opponents. Look at Frazer Clarke versus Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder ended on his feet. Frazer Clarke did not. He was folded up in the corner, sliding down it like it was some type of Hollywood movie. And that was scary, because this was no Hollywood movie. Okay. So the whole egg-shaped form narrative is now completely debunked by a similar injury by another fighter. Okay. And it just shows you what happens when you get hit in a certain area of your head or face. Okay, that's all that means. And this is all that really proves Okay. And we haven't heard anything from it either. We haven't seen any lawsuits. We haven't seen any type of you got served. We haven't heard anything else from Deontay Wilder. The last we've heard from Wilder was, his ex was trying to, well, she filed a restraining order against him and all that stuff. So that's the last that we heard. But let certain sources tell it. Wilder, if he won or not against Tyson Fury, they were going to take Tyson Fury to court because of the evidence, the mountain of evidence that they had. And this clearly shows you they didn't have anything. You know what I mean? Because it would have came out by now. No one sits on that long. They would have beat Devin Haney's ass to the courtroom trying to sue somebody. You know what I mean? This wouldn't have went the way it's supposed to went if they had adequate evidence that Tyson Fury cheated them. Besides, oh, it's the sanctioning body, oh, it's Mauricio Suleiman, oh, it's this guy, oh, it's the ref, oh no, it's Frank Mark Breland. See, they did not know. They were just looking for something to throw up there to protect, to explain why Wilder got beat the way he got beat, because it was surprising and shocking to a lot of people, including myself. But, things happen in the sport of boxing. That's why boxing is a sport that I love, that I hate so much, due to the uncertainty and the spontaneousness of it all. But you guys tell me what you think of this picture, these images explaining the Glovegate closed case. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.